Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be continuing What If Naruto Was a Vampire. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the video.
You are watching Shinobi LX. Enjoy.
Get into it, I would like for all of you to leave a like on the video because it helps me out a lot, and honestly, it helps me make more videos. It lets me know that I actually like them. Um, so after Naruto passes out, like Katie's like she's shaking him to see if he'll wake up, but Naruto he isn't waking up. Come to find out that like after a couple of minutes pass, because she know he can't be dead because well he's immortal, and he really can't like not, he can die but it'll be like from like mana exhaustion. And she tries to check to see like how much mana he has left, and it's not a lot, and the only thing keeping him alive right now is the Nine Tails, because the Nine Tails himself doesn't want to die. So the Nine Tails is trying to not converting his chakra into magic because he has no idea what magic is. He's trying to keep Naruto's body like up, like keeping it active so it doesn't just fade out completely and then him and the Nine Tails die. And after hold on. So after they end up shit. So when like she checks him, sees that he's low, like his mana reserves are almost out of there, and so are, and his chakra reserves are still there, but they're just like being held up by the Nine Tails. So she's sitting there and she doesn't know what to do, because if she takes him to a hospital, they're gonna eventually figure out that Naruto is not natural, and neither is she, because by the process of elimination, he was natural before she was around, was what they conceived to be natural, I guess. You know, a kid being able to shoot a fireball out of his mouth isn't natural. God forbid that, right? Yeah, okay. So, after they get like, so she's sitting there, and after a while, she hears a knock on the door, and she goes, like, she moves Naruto to the back room. And when she opens the door, Hinata's at the door, and she was like, have you seen Naruto? And Naruto, like, he is in his, like, in his mind. And he sees the Nine Tails. But Katie tells, Hinata that Naruto's asleep. And Sasuke was like, are you sure? And Katie was like, I'm pretty sure. You can go check if you want to. So Sasuke walks back there and he thinks about waking Naruto up. Then he also thinks about what he saw Naruto do not too long ago. So he was like, Naruto could still be carrying around that energy, so I'm gonna just leave him alone. So Sasuke leaves, and Hinata leaves too, but Hinata leaves before Sasuke. And Hinata's like, I'm gonna say like right down the street from the Hyuga compound, or right down the road from the Hyuga compound. And some ninja like grab her, and they're not understanding, like she doesn't understand what's going on, so she's like visibly like terrified. And a couple of minutes, like maybe no longer like an hour or so later, Katie gets another knock at the door, and she opens the door, and Naruto, although he may be like completely incapacitated, he okay, although he may be completely incapacitated, he can still hear and like process everything around him. So he hears a knock at the door, and he's like, I wonder who that is. And Naruto listens in, and it's basically saying that Hinata got kidnapped, and they need her to help track him down since she's very good at tracking. And Katie was like, yeah, sure. And Naruto was like, I have to wake up now. And Naruto was like, it's fine. Everything's fine. I can still sense her chakra. Everything's fine. She's not that far from here. Everything's fine. And when they leave, I don't know if I said it was Kakashi or not, but Kakashi came to the door. Kakashi genuinely thought Hinata was gone, by the way. So, like, Kakashi was like, you go off that way. I'll go off. Like, I had Hiruzen. Hiruzen told you to go look ahead, and he was going to tell me to go look in a specific location. So, I guess this is where we splitting up for now. And Katie was like, yeah, sure. So she starts running in the like running to the area, like running to the area searching. And when she finds not Sakura, shit. When she finds Hinata, Hinata's like tied up basically, and like okay, so she's like tied up to a tree, and it's like a whole bunch of like Anbu members. And Danzo comes out the back and was like, "See, I told you, I get what I want." And she was like, "What are you doing?" Katie was like, "What are you doing with Hinata?" And Hinata was like, "Can you help me get down? Like, I don't want to be here. What's going on?" Like, she's panicking. And Naruto, still in his mindset, he's trying to wake up. And after a few minutes, he realizes that he can't sense, like, he's sensing a little bit more like mana than chakra, as in K's in the fight. So during the fight, one of the Anbu Black Ops, used a um used like through a kunai, and it cut one of the ropes that Hinata was on, and she fell like all the way to the ground. And she had like she fell, and she was trying to get away, and another Anbu member, like Katie, used a little rock wall to like defend her because like somebody threw a kunai at her. And Danzo tells one of his Yambu Black Ops members to get her back at all costs. And one of the Yambu members uses a wind bullet, and it hits a tree, and the tree falls onto Hinata. And Naruto, he's still like he's starting to sense Hinata's chakra fade. And Naruto was like, no, that's not right? That can't be right. And once he can't sense Hinata's chakra anymore, he gets pissed, and he wakes up, and he immediately starts rushing to like the last place he saw Hinata's like he sensed Hinata's energy, like her chakra. So when he gets there, he looks around and he sees Hinata, but he also sees Katie, and Katie looks over and sees Hinata and was like, oh. And Naruto he starts looking around, and he sees Danzo, and Danzo was like, this is perfect. Now they're both here. now this can properly start, and like more Ambu members start appearing. And Hiruzen Hiruzen also, like, he knew what Danzo was planning, but he didn't know it was gonna involve Hinata. He just thought it was gonna be like some random scouting mission. He didn't know it was gonna involve Hinata. So um Danzo like starts telling them like, you guys are gonna like make wonders, like you guys are gonna work wonders for the village, especially once we figure out how to make clones with some help from Orochimaru, of course. But then again, you two won't be saying anything, because when I become Okage for all of my achievements, I'll rule this entire world with an iron fist. And Naruto looks over at him and was like, yeah, so this was you, wasn't it? And Danzo looks and was like, what do you mean this was you? And he was like, who killed Hinata? And Danzo was like, she was just collateral. Some weak imitation of what, basically just berating her. Like, she was just collateral. Like, she was just some weak imitation of a Hyuga. She wasn't really going to be anything when she grew up. Because if she did, she would have been able to fight back or know that the palm rotation would have stopped the tree from hitting her, or at least broke it, and she could have just got captured again instead of dying. And Naruto looks at him and was like Naruto looks at him and was like, "You're gonna die for this." And Danzo starts laughing, and he was like, "You don't. There's only two. There's only one of you, and there's hundreds of us." And Naruto was like, "I only need one of me." And he holds out his hand, and in his hand, like this massive fireball, with like a tiny wind ball around it, it's like starts farming. And Katie doesn't know what this is. So when Naruto shoots it at Danzo, Danzo just narrowly gets out the way. But like everything past that point, once that air bubble explodes, whatever direction Naruto was pointing that thing in, a massive beam of fire just flooded that area. And Naruto looks over at Danzo, and Danzo was like, that attack's too slow. And Naruto like runs up, like he blitzes Danzo, and Danzo thinking that he's still gonna be in front of him, he tells like, now he doesn't tell anybody. He pulls out like a sword, like he grabs one of his Amu members' swords, and Naruto's like, I'm behind you, and Danzo like he was like, wait, what? And Naruto takes his hand, he hardened like he does the Killua thing. I don't know what Killua calls him. He does the hand thing. Like he sharpens his hand and he takes it through Danzo's chest. And Danzo uses Izanagi. And since this isn't Shippuden, I'm gonna say he only has like 3 of those. So the second time he dies, Naruto uses like a wind spear. Like, hold on, because my eyelashes are digging into my eye again. So he uses like a wind spear, and what the wind spear is like he'll hit, like he can throw it, and as long as Naruto has enough mana to withhold it, it'll stay right there, and anything that comes into contact with where it was thrown, you're able to see it, but you have to be able to like look. Like you can't just be walking, or like you can't just be like running past or fighting, or you're not gonna see it and it's gonna hurt. So the second time Danzo died, Naruto kicked him into the wind spear, and it cut him in half. And when Danzo, when he uses Izanagi again, Naruto was like, "Wait a second, isn't that Uchiha's move? If I'm not mistaken, because I've definitely done some research on that." And Naruto was like, "So, I wonder what's underneath all those bandages." And Danzo, like, he's starting to panic now because he didn't know he knew Naruto held power, but he didn't know he had enough power to completely overwhelm him at such a young age. And Naruto's like, it doesn't matter. You're gonna die here now. And Naruto's like, this is when I was saving for just in case Katie went rogue. And Katie was like, wait, what? Or he was like, or if I went rogue. And he holds out his hand and some black fire, like, not black fire, no. I'm gonna say it was like an earth's, like, yeah. I'm gonna say it was like an earth, like a earth, like an earth structure or whatever. Like a pillar of of like just a like a pillar, like a pole of rock, just like forms in his hand, and Danzo was like, "What is that supposed to be?" And Naruto was like, "Just give it some time." And he like, yeah, fuck it. So instead of it being a pillar, it's a ball, and Naruto crushes the ball, and he infuses heat into it, which turns it into lava, like magma. So Danzo's like, "Is that it?" And Naruto's like, "I'm really surprised that you're letting me do this." And he holds out his hand and it starts to expand and expand and expand. Like it just keeps going. And then before Danzo could realize that it's not only expanding but getting closer, it was already all around him. And Naruto had closed it and it fully and completely incinerated Danzo. And Naruto like was like, "Bro, I just killed that man." And Katie was like, "So you were going to incinerate me?" "Yeah, definitely coming back to haunt you." And Naruto turns around and he's still like very pissed off. So he walks over to Hinata and he grabs her, and Naruto he's just standing there, and he doesn't know what he's supposed to say or how he's supposed to say it, but the only thing that he's thinking is that he was too late to protect one of his own friends that needed him. So he gets when some more shinobi that aren't Abo members get there and they notice the pure rage and despair and hatred in Naruto's eyes, they don't want to really approach him. So what Naruto does is he sees that everybody's starting to get there, and Hinata's dad, because it was urgent, Hinata's dad, well, yeah, whatever. Hinata's dad gets there, and he's like, Hinata, and, well, yeah. So he gets all mad, and he's like asking Naruto what did he do to his daughter, and Naruto, before Naruto could even do anything, Katie grabs her father, Hinata's father, and tells him that Naruto didn't do anything, and if you don't want to die, I advise you shut up. And not Hinata, Hinata's dad was like, who are you? And Katie tells him that I'm the only thing keeping you from making an extreme mistake. And Kakashi was like, hand over Lady Hinata, Naruto. And Naruto looks at him, and he opens a portal and he walks through it. And before anybody else could see what was going on, Kakashi was like, "Is that Kamui?" But he was like, "No, because I've never seen someone open the portal." But even then, what is this? And it closes behind him. And Naruto in this space, he was contemplating of do he wants to turn Hinata into one of him, into one of what him and Katie are, into something that can never die, unless they actually die, like serious deaths or whatever. Yeah. So Karama was telling him like, you could just like you could just do that, like turn her into one of you, and then your grieving process would really be over. It'll all just be on if she wants that to happen or not. And Naruto was like, yeah, but what if she hates me for it? Because she can never go back to being the way that she was. She'll always have something to hide. And Kurama was like, you're right, but at the same time, would you rather live in this world without one of your friends, or knowing that you could have changed the outcome and you still can, but you just let it go through? And this is where I'm gonna end this part off. If y'all enjoyed the video, drop a like. If y'all enjoyed my content, please subscribe. Anyway, without further ado, this has been Shinobi. Peace.